we're on the enrichment, and this was assignment 37.
Which page?
It's going to be 39, and it probably will be, we'll wrap it up tomorrow, so it'll probably also be 40. So right now we're going back over this problem. So here is x minus 7, and we're factoring this down here. So how do we get, I'm waiting, ma'am, Trinity. You need to be focused here. Is how can I factor this right here? How can I get x squared?
X and x.
X times x. That positive sign says that both of these sides will be the same, and I'm going to sum the two factors of 14 to get 9. Who knows what those two factors will be?
7 and 2.
7 and 2. Such that both of the signs will be what?
Minus and minus.
It has to be negative, negative, because they're the same. Negative times negative gives me the positive 14, and they sum to the negative 9. So now I'm going to cross this out. Now look at the top and look at the bottom. Is there something that I can reduce out?
X minus 7.
The x minus 7. And when I cross it out and there's nothing left, put a 1 here. And x minus 7. So the final answer is 1 over x minus 2. That is it. So this relates to the factoring that you've been doing. So I'm going to go straight to this page. And you had to do 3 more. How many of you got them done? So you need to get out a sheet of paper. Here's who needs paper? Because you will need it for this. Oops. And we're just going to finish this one side. You're going to have a job to do if you haven't done those others.
You have a job?
Could you give this to Matthew? All right, so we're going to start. You only had to do 6, 9, and 10, but we'll go back over those because you're going to have to end up doing the rest. So let's look at your number 6. Okay. 13xy squared, I can't factor out. So I'm just going to put 13xy squared over. Now, can I factor this one on the bottom? This is going to be like on your test. So you need to know how to do it. In fact, it can be factored out. How can I get x squared? X times x. It's a negative 18. If you're getting ready to take a test, you need to know that negative means one's going to be a positive, one's going to be a negative. And I'm going to take the difference of the two numbers to give me a positive 3. Who thinks they know what two numbers multiply to 18 with a difference of 3?
Difference of
4 and 6.
1 times 18, 3 times 6. Which one of, or 2 times 9? Which ones have a difference of 3?
6 and 3.
The 6 and the 3. So I need more positives. So the positive has to go with the 6 and the 3 gets the negative. So I'm going to put a positive 6 and the minus 3. Then go to, this is on your test. That almost that exact same problem. This is the difference of perfect squares. How can I factor out x squared?
X and x.
Very good. So x times x, because it's a negative, I know the signs are different, and that difference causes the middle to drop out because this number will be the same. What number can I multiply to get 9? That's exactly the same.
3.
3 times 3. And you have factored that. So, and then I'm going to put this 26 x to the 4th, y to the 2nd. So now we're going to reduce it. Does 13 go into 26?
Yes.
We can cross that out and make that a 2. This should be on your line paper. Then I can cross 1 x out. How many x's will be left here?
2.
3 of them.
Oh, yeah, 3 of them.
So Trinity had that. So x to the 3rd. Then how many y's will cross out?
1. All of them.
Both, yeah. Y second divided by y second is 1. That cancels out. Then can any of the binomials cross out?
X
X minus 3.
X minus 3. One on top, one on bottom. And there is my final answer, almost. So the final answer is, on top is X plus 3. On the bottom, I'm going to put this in the front, 2x to the third.
It's L.
2x to the third times that x plus 6. Then, is it L? Okay, it is the L. And then, so where you see the number 6, you're going to put the letter L. L. And there's only one 6. Okay. And we'll maybe do, these up here should be very, I think, very easy. Did anybody get your number 10 done? Do we need to do the number 10?
Yes.
Okay, so that means we need to do it? All right, so let's go ahead and start factoring it right away. On the number 10, what can I pull out of the 12x plus 48?
4.
Bigger.
12.
12. I can pull out a 12. Again, write this down or no credit. And you got x plus what left? 12 times what will give you 48? 4. We'll go right below it. Right, what can I pull out on that 6 and the 15? A 3. Good job. So 3, and what I have at 3 times 2x is 6x, minus 3 times what will give us 15? 5. Then, this is very similar right here to a test question. Very similar. It's the difference of perfect squares. That has a perfect root. That has a perfect root, such that we've got a positive and negative. The parentheses have to be the same except for the positive and negative, so that the middle will drop out. Who thinks they know what this is going to be? To give us 4x squared.
4x and 4x.
It has to be 2. 4 is
2x.
2x times 2x. One has to be positive, one has to be negative. What's the perfect root of 25? 5 and 5. Such that if I took the inside positive 10, outside negative 10, it would drop out. That's why we have no middle. Right below it, another test type question. How are we going to get an x squared?
X and x.
X, x. By the way, at the end, it's a plus, which means both sides are the same. And in fact, they're all going to be positive. Positive, positive. And if they're the same, we want to sum the two
4,
numbers
5.
to get a 9. What is it?
4, 5.
Very good. 4, 5. So get that down. Very good. So can I reduce 12 over 3?
Yes. 4.
That's going to be a 4. Okay. Then, can I cancel anything out?
2x minus 5.
Yeah, 2x minus 5 and 2x minus 5.
4. X plus 4.
And x plus 4. So what's left is 4, and that parentheses. So it's going to be 4 times 2x plus 5 over
X plus 5.
x plus 5. Is that answer down there?
Oh.
Okay, so 10 gets the letter O.
Oh.
And I want to see, there's one here. All right, I'm going to help you with this one. I'm going to have to cut it short because I've got some people that need to finish a test. So, 9 actually isn't that bad. Okay, we'll do 2. It's going to have to be fast. So number 9. Number 9 is, what can I pull out of 2x plus 10?
5.
Actually, this is a good one to do.
Yeah, that's
I can't pull out a 5.
I mean 2.
A 2, which is x plus 5 is left. Now here, I already see, I'm glad you mentioned this one, because this is backwards. I'm going to have an x plus 5. Everything is going to have the x first. The x isn't going to be first here. So here's where I need to pull out a negative. So this is kind of new. I have to pull out a negative. And when I do that, it changes both of the signs. And I'm going to kind of go backwards. This negative 8x becomes a positive. Well, in fact, I'm gonna write it here so I can pull it out here. It's going to become, I'm going to pull it out here, so it's going to be a positive 8x. That positive 32 becomes a negative 32. So now look at it, how it is right now. Kind of absorb what we did. To switch those around, I have to pull out a negative. Does an 8 go into both of those?
Yes.
Yes. So I'm going to pull out an 8, a negative 8. And if I pull out that 8, is that x going to be left? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
Yes, the x is going to be left. Minus 8 times what will give us 32? 8 times what will give us 32?
4.
A 4. And it has to be a negative. Right. Then we'll factor out this was a little hard. And by the way, I'm putting these videos on from now on every day. So if you need to go back. Then it's on YouTube. All right. So then on this one, how can I get x squared?
X and X.
X times x. My sign is positive, such that the signs are going to be the same.
Minus.
It's going to be minus minus. And the factors are going to sum to be 10. Who thinks they know?
6 and 4.
6 times 4 will sum. So 6 times 4. On the bottom, this time my sign at the back is negative, which means my signs are going to be different. One's going to be positive, one's going to be a negative. How am I going to get x squared? X, such that when I take the difference, I get a 1. In fact, I get a negative 1. What are two factors that have only a difference of one number?
5 and 6.
5 and 6. And if it's 5 and 6, which one's going to get the negative?
6.
The 6. And this is going to be, because I need more negatives. So it's going to be the minus 6 here and the positive 5. Again. So what can you cross out?
X minus 6.
X plus 5.
Oh, wow, you can cross out a lot. X plus 5.
X minus 6.
X minus 6.
X minus 4.
X minus 4. Wow. And the only thing we've got left is negative 2 over 8. How do you reduce negative 2 over 8? Negative 1 over 4. Is that answer there?
T.
Okay, good. All right. And then, for sure, the very last one is one that I know that, this one has to be turned around also. This one's going to have to be turned, I'm going to leave this one for you. You're going to have to factor out a negative 1. This also, let's factor this one, because this is backwards. So, I don't know if I'm going to finish this, but let's factor out the negative 1. If I factor out a negative 1, these signs both change. So that negative x squared becomes a what?
Positive X squared.
So I'm going to put in positive x squared here. And you switch it because you want the x in front. And then that positive 25 becomes a negative 25. And we'll finish this one. So the number 7 now is at the difference of perfect squares. So how can I factor out the difference of perfect squares?
Square them.
Well, I'm going to take the root of them. How am I going to get x squared? XX. How am I going to get a negative?
Negative.
Positive, negative. How am I going to get 25? 5 and 5.
What number is this?
This is number 7. And then the 7x squared, y can't do anything with. The 14x to the 3rd, y to the 8th. Leave those. Then on this one, can I factor anything out on the 8x plus 40?
10. Or, I mean, not 10. 5. Yeah.
How about 8?
No. Oh, yes.
So it's going to be 8. Yeah, 8. So I can take out an 8. 8 times x is 8x plus 8 times 5. I think this is where you're getting the 5. All right. So can I cross out any of the parentheses?
X plus 5.
X plus 5, x plus 5.
And 7x.
And then, well,
7,
does
14.
7 go into 14?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to put it right below. 7 goes into 14 2 times.
Oh.
How many x's can I reduce? 2 of them. So all of these go away, and I'm only going to have 1 x here because I'm going to take 2 of them from here. How many y's can I reduce it by?
Y,
1 y. So if I take 1 y, I'm going to have,
Y squared.
no, I'm going to have 7 y's left on the bottom.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, it's 8. Oh, that's 8.
It was an 8. Okay. So I think we've got it here. So we've got, if there's nothing, oh, there is something left on top. So a negative x minus 5 over, okay, we've got to be careful here. Can't forget this. That 8 was on the bottom. So guess what that number is on the bottom?
16.
16. 2 times 8 is 16 with the x, y to the 7th. That better be there. Oh, good. It is there. But why? Oh, they put the negative out here. That's fine. They put the negative right here. But it's the same thing. So that is the number 7. It gets the letter S. And again, you can always go back and watch the video. Your job is, I'm going to have to stop right here, is to do the rest of these and finish this. So if you don't have a test to finish, you can begin that right now. The rest of you I'm going to get